you look at the Zero Trust framework, there are 4 components to it that really form the basis of where the innovation needs to happen, where the focus needs to be. So, I mean, we talked a lot about visibility and analytics. And if you look at from a visibility perspective, what's really required is that, we understand that supply chain from an end-to-end perspective, but more importantly, we're actually making it visible at a very fine grain layer so that we're capable of really understanding, when I'm provisioning this, what is the nth tier that sits behind it and what's really happening. So there needs to be some innovation, within that space. If we add analytics to it, it really gives a new level to visibility. Analytics gives you this ability to really take the data, perceive things which normal humans can't always perceive in a short amount of time, and really visualize your threat landscape in a complete different manner. I think the second aspect to that is automation and orchestration. So automation, I'm a big fan of automating to liberate. The less manual action that's required, the better at the end of the day. Automation is also a great way of bringing in, some kind of frictionless approach to things. And I think that's where orchestration becomes important, because nobody wants to sit down and, provision every 5 seconds. You want to move to a more just-in-time fashion. Just-in-time access resolves a lot of the issues you have. If you look at microservices, they maybe spend 5 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds in the cloud, somewhere. So it needs to be a lot more flexible from a framework, perspective. I think the next area is, compliance. Or let's start with segmentation. I mean, segmentation always gets a bad rap, but segmentation, I don't think we should remember and not forget that the path of least privilege needs to apply. I mean, it's not that, we want to be the root of all evil in the discussion, but we really need to get to that point where we're really segmenting in a sensible way, so that from an architectural perspective, it's easier for us to manage and much more visible. And then the last part in the equation for me is being able to be compliant. So, compliance is something nobody likes talking about. Normally when the CISO and the RISO and everybody get together, there's a situation. And this whole concept from a compliance perspective, it's more about business service observability or security risk observability. Are you able to utilize what you've done in your visualization side, in your analytics side, your automation side, bring that to bear in such a way that you can actually show that what I'm doing from a compliance perspective is in line to help me, on the one side, align to value, but on the other side, reduce my risk, because it's all about managing my risk, and making sure that I'm capable to provide. And I think if architects and services companies alike sit out there and really help customers along these 4 tenets, that will be the way which we need to go going forward. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
So thanks for laying out the sort of core tenets, the framework. But I'm going to nail you down one last piece of that. Sure. And it's like, if I'm a security leader, like how do I look at critical success factors in all of this?
Yeah, so that's a tough one. Thank you very much. And I'm sure my co-panelists will jump in here. I think what's important here is that you really don't need to overcomplicate things. People tend to look at this and get a bit of sticker shock. You can go and implement this, and this is quite hard. I think critical success factors here is making sure that you have a strategy in place. More importantly, that strategy is something which is embraced by the entire organization. This cannot be a scenario of, oh, the CTO commanded, therefore we shall. That's not how it works. Most technical people are fickle in nature because they like doing what they're doing the way they're doing it. So why would they change and adopt? So the cultural shift we've been talking about is probably something I would focus on a lot more. Bringing education into play, making sure people are educated in the sense of understanding what is it that I'm really doing? What's the downstream impact of what am I doing? Am I thinking that far in how I'm executing? And if we do that, a lot of the friction that we're experiencing today will go away.